This is Jake Jacobs, and you're watching Hashtag Truth. You're welcome.
Cause we're always okay. Always okay now for you. Always okay. Always okay now for you. Always okay now for you. Always okay now for you.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hashtag Truth. First thing I want to say is we have the Too Legit Two. Wait, I messed that up already. Look at here.
Oh my
Too
God!
legit
Already,
for you.
hold on a second. Stop
See,
the
I
press,
messed it up.
man. If you are going to introduce me, get it straight, old man. It is the unrecognized number one guy, the man that is 100% too legit for you, the lethal one, John Washington, baby. That's how.
There you go. Now, see, I couldn't have done that in a million years. You've practiced a few times.
It just comes natural. It just comes natural. I woke up one day and it's just, there you go. There you go. Comes natural. How's it going, man? It's great to have you.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you on air for coming back and rescheduling with me. I had a little minor setback last night. I had to cancel the show, but you decided to come back today, and I appreciate it, man. We all do. I'm going to start off with the same question I ask every wrestler that comes on my show, man. Where did it start for you, man? When did you know that you were going to be a professional wrestler?
Oh, man. That all started, man, when I was 7 years old, born and raised in New York City. I don't know, man. I just always wanted to be an entertainer, you know, just being in that spotlight, having people seeing what I do. It's kind of really hard to explain, you know. I didn't automatically just, I wanted to do this. I want to be a professional wrestler. No, I really did my research, man. And I knew getting into this game wasn't going to be easy. I started training in early 2013, trained for a while, but I didn't automatically, you know, start hopping on the road, doing shows, doing what I'm doing now, man. No, I didn't rush into the game. It took me a while to kind of learn from different people. I was trained by Shorty Smalls, Dave McLeod, the Pharaoh, the late great Johnny Ringo, Brandon Green, Jason Ferrier. I mean, the list goes on, as well as guest trainers from people that have helped me perfect my craft. I mean, I'm not perfect.
Right.
It's a list of people, man. Anybody that knows me personally that has seen me, they know exactly who they are.
So you went down a long list of people there that trained you, man. How long did you train before you actually stepped in the ring for your very first match?
Man, that gap. So put the gap between 2013 and 2016.
So 3 years pretty much on and off. Wow,
Yeah,
that
the gap between 2013 and 2016 was just all just training. Just taking
that
my
is
time.
great, man. That is good to hear. We always talk about it on the show here. Not a lot of these kids do that anymore, man. They, you know, they'll get in there, do some training for 6 months, and they're ready to go. You know.
You know,
And
I don't get me wrong. Now I will say, when I first started training, man, I had that mindset. I was like, man, when is it gonna be my time? I'm ready to do this thing. Come on, let's go. But as I started training more, man, and I've realized how the system works, I'm like, man, I'm so glad.
a lot of it opened up, didn't it, man? You realized there was a
like
ton of moves out there. There's a ton of different ways to wrestle. There's a ton of you know, psychology in wrestling. I mean, you don't learn that stuff overnight, man.
Oh, man.
You learn every day.
Really, I'll tell you this, man. I mean, I'm still learning every single day. I mean, I try to get as much training in as possible. I train with my trainers in Maryland every other Wednesday, and I learn something new every single time. when I'm inside of that ring, I'm not perfect. I'm nowhere near perfect, man. I'm just a young 26-year-old dude just trying to live out his dream.
Well, man, I'm going to tell you, the very first time I saw you was at AWC. You had a street fight versus AK, and unfortunately, you came out on the wrong side of it. But, man, you guys beat the snot out of each other, man. I ain't going to lie to you. That was a good match.
Well, I appreciate that. For those that did not see that match, you better make sure that you go on your phones, you look up that YouTube channel of mine, The Real John Washington, just like this, right there on that username, right there. It helped you guys out, all in one word. The Real John Washington, all in one word. Hit that search button. Hit that thumbs up button as hard as you possibly can and check out my content. That street fight match will be on that channel. Check it out. Let me know what you think. Keep spreading the word. Keep showing that support. And salute to you.
Now, I told you before we came on, man, I checked it out. I was on there for an hour checking out your matches. I've got to ask you this, man. What in the world is crab wrestling? You got to explain that to me, man.
All right, so crab wrestling, that's where
I saw that and I had to watch it. I was like, crab wrestling? Whoa, wait a minute.
Crab wrestling is a training facility where I train at Championship Wrestling and Beyond. It's in Maryland. It's a great facility, man. Anybody that's in the local area in Maryland, if you're trying to get some good training in, you really want to break into the business, I highly recommend looking up on Facebook, Crab Wrestling training facility. They have two separate Facebook like pages, Crab Wrestling training facility, and then Crab Wrestling. We host shows in Virginia around Ashburn. The next show would be October 26th. So definitely be sure, if you guys are in the Virginia area, October 26th, definitely be sure to check that out. Crab Wrestling is, like I said, it's a very, very good training facility. My trainers, Jason Furrier and Brandon Green, together they are the Capital Vices. I've had the privilege and the honor on facing my trainers on a couple of different occasions. Unfortunately, I've come up short, but just being in the ring with them, man, it's a challenge. But again, I'm just this guy that's just glad to be in this position.
Now, you know that the teachers never teach the student everything they know, right? They always leave that little bit out, so if they ever face you, they can pull out that little bit they didn't teach you and confuse you. You know that, right? You know how the game's played.
Well, I love the whole student versus teacher game, man. I love it, man. I get to learn from my trainers every single time, man. I mean, anybody that knows me personally, the John Washington that's in the ring is this ruthless, loudmouth, smash mouth, all up in your face, doesn't care what he says guy. And then you got the John Washington outside of the ring. He's just trying to learn, man. It's just humble and grateful to be at this point, because like I said, again, I just look at this business so differently. A lot of these trainers these days, and just different training facilities, these people have to understand that these trainers don't have to train you. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
They're spreading their knowledge to you. And I'm just glad and I'm able to be in that position to where they're giving me that knowledge. They're showing me what they've learned over the years. And I'm extremely, extremely grateful that I am able to learn from all of these different people that have showed me.
There's one thing that I saw at AWC that I really liked about you. And I'm going to tell you straight up, right here, right to you, that you are a bad guy. You come in, you're a bad guy, and you don't forget that you're a bad guy after a couple of moves in the ring. You still yell at the audience. You still yell at your foe, and a lot of people, for a bad guy 101, forget that, man. And I appreciate that you don't, because I was sitting outside that ring and I was eating that up, man. The audience was eating it up. You even flipped a kid during the ring. He was in the way and you just grabbed him by the neck and flipped him over. I was like, whoa, no.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was yeah, we're not gonna really speak on that, you know. That was just in the heat of the moment. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
AWC, Zach Zulo. If he's watching this, oh, that's our little joke right there. I know
If he's
exactly
not
what you're
watching now, he will watch it.
If he- yes. Hey man, I'm just being myself, man. It's kind of hard to explain, man. You know,
No, it
certain
ain't hard
things
to
in
explain
life,
at all.
certain things in life.
That explains everything, man, because a lot of people don't realize, you know, and what makes a wrestler really good is, and we talked about this on my show yesterday, that if you are yourself just amped up 100 times, you're going to be a great wrestling character. If your character is yourself ramped up 100 times, and I mean, I'm pretty sure you're not, you know, this horrible person you portray yourself to be in the ring. But man, I'm telling you, it works. I mean, you had people mad from the get-go, man.
I appreciate that, man. I'm just trying to be myself. I'm just trying to make a name for myself out here, man. Just like every other talented performer that was on that AWC stage, as well as
Right?
anybody else, man, that's just trying to make their mark in this business, man. I respect you, and I'm just, man, I'm just trying to get better, man. That's all I can say, honestly.
So you would actually be on board with what we've been talking about on hashtag truth and everything, man. We all lift each other up in the indies. You know what I'm saying? If you got something to teach somebody, teach them, man. I mean, I understand that some of these trainers, you know, get paid to do that, and trainers don't like it when, you know, when one wrestler wants to teach another wrestler something without, but to me, that's what makes it awesome is when all these wrestlers help each other. It helps the fans, man. Because you guys get in there and put on a legit, 5-star match every time. That makes us come back and pay our hard-earned money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, listen, man, I am by far nowhere near where I want to be right now, but I'm still learning every single day, and I'm extremely grateful and humble for where I'm at right now. And I am nowhere near a trainer, but if I can separate myself from a lot of guys in the locker room, and this is not to like step on anybody's toes or anything, but I try to motivate people, and I try to just give motivational advice to want to just not get discouraged in this business, because everybody looks at this business differently. I think that this business is very cutthroat, and I don't want to say it's heartless, but it's very competitive. So a lot of people in this business, there's a lot of egos, unfortunately, and that's just how wrestling is. I think that's just what any sport is. But if you can separate yourself from the pack and just want to be different and want to give someone advice to be better and not feel discouraged to where like they can't do this, because I'm not going to say that this business is easy, because it's by far not easy at all. But I'm telling you, if you have the willpower, the determination to want to succeed, want to learn, want to get better, man, if you can just get advice from somebody that has the same mindset, man, you can't go wrong, man. So all you got to do is
now in your career, of all the wrestlers that you have faced in the squared circle, man, who gels with you the best, man? Who have you went up against and you were like, man, if I could wrestle this guy every night, I'd be in WWE tomorrow? Who is that guy?
Well, I wouldn't really say I'd be in WWE tomorrow. It definitely put my name on the map a little more. But to answer your question, man, my favorite matches that are on my YouTube channel, by the way, The Real John Washington. You're gonna see me advertise that on hashtag truth a lot. My favorite match, man. Oh man, it would have to be a triple threat match between myself, Leo Kirby, Sledge Gibson. Myself versus Desmond King, my homeboy Desmond King. Myself versus AK.
You kind of glitched out on us. You're going to have to give your phone time to catch up with us, I think.
My trainers can send favorite matches. Those would be my on as far as goes what's on my channel. I have to say, man, I just try to I try to make it better than my last. So I'm not gonna like discredit anybody out. Anybody who I'm in the ring with, man, I respect them, and I'm just glad.
The question wasn't meant to say this guy was better than somebody else. I'm just saying, some people when they fight, other people, they get in the ring. Sometimes you just find magic with another guy that you're wrestling with. It just looks so good when his moves and your moves just gel. You guys know that each other are safe, and it always comes out to be a good match. That's the way I meant it. I didn't mean it to demean anybody by any means, because I wouldn't want to do that anyway.
Absolutely. Yeah, those would definitely have to be my favorite matches. Oh, and another guy that's definitely killing it in the DMV area, man. Definitely, guys, can look up Isaiah Frazier. He's definitely one tough competitor. He definitely brings the best out of me. So that's another guy that I would have to name to you as well.
Jack Morgan, the Bassmaster, says, "Hey, what's going on, Jack?
What's up, man? What's going on? Isn't he on the next AWC show?"
He was on the same AWC show that you were at. You guys probably just didn't cross paths.
That's right. Hey, man, when I'm in that zone, when I'm in that locker room, man, and it's time to go, I forget all of my life problems, man, and I'm just ready to just get out there.
That's one great thing about wrestling. See, that's what people don't understand when it comes to me, man. I put a thing on Facebook today and got a few likes, but to me, wrestling isn't just a sport or entertainment, man. It's a lifestyle. If you get into wrestling, even as a fan, if you are a mark or a fan that I've been watching wrestling for 30 years, people are like, aren't you tired of wrestling? Aren't you tired of watching, hours and hours of video? No, because each story's different. Each match is different. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. You're absolutely 100% on that. I mean, I say certain people in life, if you think about wrestling, of course, people think, you're Ric Flair's, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, those type of, the people that But eventually people, they grow out of wrestling, and they'll ask you, like you said before, you still watch that stuff, man? But if you are a diehard wrestling fan, man, it's always going to be in your heart, man. You're always going to watch it.
Right.
You're always going to be fascinated by it, man. On this airplane.
That's it, man. I mean, that's the way it is for me. I mean, I watch WWE. AEW is going to be starting this week. I mean, there's Impact out there. There's Ring of Honor. There's MLW, PCW, PWX. I mean, all these indie promotions that are around me. I mean, that's what got me, into doing this. Was there's so much wrestling, but I have to tell you, man, I would rather pay $5 to $20 and go see you guys up close than paying $150 and going seeing the big guys at WWE. Not to say I wouldn't go. I won't say no, but to me, the shows in the indies are better. You guys are hungry. You guys are looking to get where the WWE guys are at. And you guys are trying your hardest to put on a great show every time, For the guys that are already there in WWE, they don't have a peak. That's it. They've peaked. You know what I'm saying?
Well, even if the guys that are on the big leagues, man, I think – like they're not done yet. They still look for that next challenge, and they're still hungry. I think everybody that's in this business that wants to get better, they're always gonna be hungry. So whether it's the indies whether it's the big leads, anytime that you strap up your boots, you get that gear on and you step behind that curtain, man, you're hungry, man. You wanna succeed in this business. You want, to be remembered. And that's just what I'm trying to do. Any single time that I step behind that curtain, whether you cheer for me, whether you boo me, man, I'm just trying to leave a mark just like everybody else. I'm trying to leave a footprint on this world before I leave, man. It's just it.
So what is I asked this question to a lot of people, and I'm pretty sure your answer is going to be pretty cool too. What is the craziest thing you have ever seen, either in the locker room or out there at an actual wrestling, match or during a wrestling? What is the craziest thing you've seen during your wrestling career that you witnessed personally?
Oh man. I would have to say, hey, that is a really good question. Wow. That would have to be this one company that I worked for, Classic Pro Wrestling, in Aylid, Virginia. I watched two guys who I faced in a triple threat match on my YouTube channel, by the way, The Real John Washington. I snuck it in there again. The Real John Washington YouTube channel name, all in one word. Hit that subscribe button. All right, but yeah, the two wrestlers, Sledge Gibson and Leo Kirby, man, they had a huge feud and Classic Pro Wrestling. And Sledge Gibson, he carried them up the steps because it was in the fire department. He carried them all the way up, and he threw him on a stack of tables, and a whole bunch of ambulance came, and the crowd went nuts on that, man. Was
he okay though? That's the big question.
Yeah, he made it out alive in one piece.
Wow.
It's something that he'll never forget.
Now, no doubt. I mean, that's really giving your body for the audience, man. I mean, that is beyond dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, you should look that up, man. CPW, Classic Pro Wrestling. Look at that. Shout out to CPW, Classic Pro Wrestling.
I will definitely do that. Now, not only do you have a YouTube page, but you also have a Facebook page. Don't forget about that, man. Anytime you can get your name out there,
Yeah, man. Add me on Facebook, John Washington. Instagram, The Real John. No, that's my YouTube channel. Look at that. You're messing me up, man. Messing me up, man. The Real John Washington is the YouTube channel name. The Instagram is Real John _4 Real. Same thing as my Snapchat. Real John _ Real. It's raining out here pretty bad, so I got to try to stay on.
That's why you're all hugging up against the door. I was wondering why you was all leaning up against the door. I thought maybe you was trying to do some GQ poses or something, but now I get it. It's raining.
It's raining pretty bad, man. It's a Monday afternoon after a long weekend, man.
Now, is there any wrestlers out there in the indies that you have seen or anything that you would love, that you've never been in the ring with, that you would love to get your chance to that you'd love to get a chance to fight or get into a skirmish with?
Man, it's countless wrestlers, man. It's countless wrestlers. Can't think of any off the top of my head, man. O'Shea Edwards, Bro Keller. Would love to get in the ring with the Savage Gentleman again. Whenever he feels better, shout out to Chris Silvio.
Okay.
Just different people that have a whole hell of a lot more experience and have been in the game longer than I have, man. I just want to experience that, man. Being in the ring with
now all the matches I've seen of you have been a singles competitor, or for at least 95% of them. Have you ever thought about picking up a tag team partner and going after some tag gold?
You see, it's a funny story on that. I'm not really gonna get too much into detail with that, but I started out as a tag team guy. Before I was on the road as a trainee, trained with this guy. Still like a brother to me. But he just eventually he his his mindset when it comes to the business, he didn't want to particularly do it right then and there. He wanted to do it on his own time. And if he ever decides to get back in the ring, that's really on him. But I couldn't wait on him forever. For him, when are you gonna, start coming to training with me? When are we gonna start making our mark? That way we can eventually start building this brand together, start going on the road together, start putting ourselves out there.
So the plan was actually to start off as a tag team.
Yeah. So I had to kind of, respect his word. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't wait on him, and we had a long talk about it, and he still supports me, but I had to just do it on my own. So I just debuted as a singles competitor, and I'd say the first couple of months when I started having matches, this is after the training process years later, and I started having my matches, and I wasn't in the tag team. I was a little bitter for a couple of my matches because I wanted to do it with him, but after a while, man, it just wasn't so bad. So I just
there you go, man. Once you get the nerves out, once you get everything shaken out, and people start liking you, and it ain't so bad after that, right?
No, man. A lot of people, they have the whole tag team thing on the road. They have the 6-man crew, and they have the singles competitor crew. And whether if he decides to get back in the business, start training, and then eventually jumping on the road with me, whether he decides to do it or not, man, that's all on him. But all I can do is just work on myself, be myself, and still do what I do. So
that's it, man.
Now it's just me, myself, and I on the road.
Okay, here's my next question, man. How did you come across with your description of yourself? What started Too Legit?
I don't know, man. See, that's kind of.
I've got some ideas, but I could be wrong.
Let me see. How can I answer this question? Because you see, when I speak, a lot of people don't really understand what I'm saying half of the time because they say like I talk in like a fortune cookie. But a lot of people, they have their different personas in the business that separates them.
Right.
So I just wanted to be the guy that just wanted to be myself. What you see is what you get. What you see is Too Legit. So after a while, it just eventually started catching on.
Had nothing to do with the song, right?
No. Well, the song, that's one of my homeboys, Mont Easy. Shout out to him. He made that song. He's made songs for other wrestlers, Hitman for Hire, Mr. Grimm, Shane Strickland, Riot City, Moose, a couple of guys in Ring of Honor, AEW. I mean, the list goes on and on. So I've just been fortunate enough to where he made one for me. So no, it had nothing to do with the song, to answer your question. But after a while, the song just got catchy to everybody. I started saying that I just wanted to bring legitimacy to wherever I'm at.
So I guess that would answer why you call yourself the real John Washington. Because why would you call yourself the fake John Washington? I mean, you make it a huge point to say I'm the real. Is there more than one John Washington that you've come across in wrestling?
You're a funny guy. Listen, man. In this world that we live in, there's gonna be a lot of names. There's another Scott. There's another guy just like you with the same first and last name. There's a lot of John Washingtons in this world with the same first and last name as me. But there's only one.
There are 14 Scott Larsons with the same. There's 14 Scott Larsons with the same spelling and everything on Facebook as mine. 14 others.
There's only one real John Washington. There's only one guy that is 100% Too Legit for you. There is only one unrecognized number. Go on and say it.
What?
Number one guy, man. Keep up, man. Keep up with the tracks, man. Oh God, man.
I'm kind of
We gotta
slow,
work on
man. It's been that kind of day for me. I'm kind of
Sorry, man.
slow. I'll catch up
I'm just messing
eventually.
with you, man.
I'll catch up eventually.
Just messing with you, man. But that's just kind of how I see it, man. You know, I just wanted to be myself. And you know, like I said, a lot of people, you know, they like it. A lot of people they don't. It's kind of like a 50-50, but you know, you just gotta stay true to your guns and just be yourself. You know, it's kind of like it's really no gimmick behind this. It's just me, man. That's it.
It's just you. That's a good thing though, because you know, you're not faking it. I mean, you know, you could tell some people can tell when somebody's going out and playing a character and faking it. You know what I'm saying? Some of us fans can just look and go, man, that's never gonna work. You know, we can see right through it. And if you're just being yourself, I mean, when you walk out, you know, at intermission or whatever, depending on if you're a good guy, bad guy, whatever, or how you feel about, you know, taking pictures with fans and signing autographs, but they're going to know when you go to talk to them, man, whether you're, you know, whether you're faking being a character or whether it's just you personified, man. The fans know.
Well, that's up for them to decide, man. You know, I just go out there. I live in the moment. I do what I do, and I leave.
Right?
If you
That's
wanna
all we
interact-
can
if you
do.
wanna
I got to tell you,
And
man,
if
I
you
feel
want to
like
interact with me, if you want to interact with your boy, I'm not gonna stop you. You know,
Right?
because
That's it.
Again, I appreciate the people that have supported me since day one. You know, so of course, you know, I'm not gonna be like, oh no, don't talk to me, don't talk to me. No, man, I'm gonna show that support. And that's why I love songs, man, because I will want the same in return. So if anybody's got a dream, people all the time, if you got a dream, if you got a passion, if you got the desire to want to succeed, whether it's anything, it don't even have to be wrestling. It can be anything at
Right.
all, man. Go for it, because we only live once. We only live once in
Right.
this world. So
I have a dream to be Mean Gene Oakland. I'm getting there. I'm taking one step at a time, man.
hey, man, if you got that dream, man, I mean, keep going for it, man. Keep going for it. I mean, I support
Now I gotta
you. If
tell you, I
anybody's
feel
got
like
some
I'm back.
dreams,
Right? I feel like I'm back in high school. My daughter just passed me a note and she wanted me to ask you a question. Her question was, do you have a favorite wrestler? I'm thinking WWE. And who is it?
one of my all-time favorite wrestlers, man, was Eddie Guerrero. God rest his soul.
Oh, you couldn't have picked a
Eddie
better one.
Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero.
Yes, man.
Well, don't say it like that. My daughter said, boo, he's already dead. That's crazy. He was one of the best wrestlers ever. Come on.
I like that little 5-star frog splash.
That frog splash, his frog splash was legit. We're talking legit stuff. His frog splash. But you have froze up on me, sir. So I'm going to talk for a few minutes and hopefully your phone will catch back up with you. There you go. I think the rain's done affected your signal. Yep. I think we're going to lose you. No, there you are. You're back.
I'm here.
Okay.
I didn't go
there
anywhere.
you go.
Yeah, Eddie Guerrero, man, the guy that oozes charisma, technical wrestling at its finest.
Oh,
I mean, it doesn't get much better than that, man.
and his entrance, man, when he brought out the cars and they were jumping and he was talking about lying, cheating, and stealing. Boy, that was the gimmick, man. I loved it.
Yeah, man, it doesn't get much better than that. It's pretty much enough said.
Right? Exactly. I mean, I can still remember a lot of the matches he had. WCW, WWE. I mean, anywhere he went, man, he was always at the top. He was always going for the major belts, man. I mean, he was just a professional's professional, I like saying. He knew what he was doing, man. He knew what he wanted and he went for it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It doesn't get much better than that, folks. I mean,
right?
like I said
Without
again,
a doubt. So, Mr. Mr. Real John Washington, where do you see
The
yourself
real
in
John?
5 years?
Oh man, you know, a couple of people have asked me that question before, man. I really don't. I really try not to look into the future too much, but where I honestly see myself in 5 years is hopefully on the road a heck of a lot more. Uh, I'm extremely grateful for the opportunities that has been presented to me for where I have been privileged enough to travel and perform at, whether it be the DMV area, whether it be in North Carolina, South Carolina, Pennsylvania, etc. But just where I see myself as 5 years is somewhere wrestling outside of the country. It's just putting my face and my name out there to just different places, man. I mean, I really want to create that buzz. I really want to put myself out there. So
If you had a
hopefully,
choice, if you had a choice and the money tomorrow, which would you choose first, man? New Japan, go over there to Japan, or would you go to Mexico?
uh, say I'd say Japan. I'd say Japan. Learn, do a couple of dojos there. You know, learn over there and see how that type of style of wrestling goes, and then do a couple of seminars and dojos in Mexico. Again, man, I'm all about learning, man. Learning.
A lot
Never
of
stop
wrestlers
learning.
like going to Japan because they are. The best way I could put it is Japanese wrestling. True Japanese wrestling is more about telling a story in the ring than it is because American wrestling for some reason has become spot monkey driven. You know what I'm talking about. You know, there's a lot of people that want to get in there and just do spots and they don't want to tell a story. And Japan will teach you how to tell a story in the ring without having to, you know, they still do all the moves, but there's always a story behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But I mean, again, getting that experience, learning from different people, doing a heck of a lot of dojos and seminars, man. I mean, the more that you do that, the more of a better story that you can really tell, man. And that's definitely something that is definitely a goal of mine, is to do a heck of a lot more seminars, put it under my resume, put it on my belt, whether it be anywhere, man. Learning from just anybody that has a heck of a lot more experience than me. I mean, just because I've been in business for this long, man. I mean, I'm not bragging, you know,
Right.
not by a long shot, man. I'm still learning every single day. So
Where's
yeah,
the
the goal is
farthest you've
definitely just to
traveled to wrestle?
it was Flint, Michigan for Pure Pro Wrestling. Shout out to Xavier Justice.
Flint, Michigan. Man, I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, so you were up in my neck of the woods, man.
Yeah, man, I went there. I got invited to go there, perform there. It was a pretty cool experience, man. It's a nice crowd. 350 people.
Did you see any differences in wrestling in the Midwest than the Southeast?
Oh man. Honestly, again, I'm just gonna put this out there. I wasn't really paying attention to that too much.
Okay.
Really
That's an
put that
honest
out there.
answer.
Yeah, again, when I'm in that zone, when it's time to perform, it's time for me to perform, man. I don't really think about anything else outside of the outside world. When I look at a goal, I'm focused, ready for my match, and I'm ready to do it. So
Okay, now I
want to
asked you
say
how.
yes, but again,
Now
I
I've
wouldn't
asked
say
you how far is the longest you've wrestled. Now, how far is the longest that you've went to train?
Oh,
Or a seminar, or to talk to another. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I'd be my trainers and at Crab Wrestling. You know, my original training school where I used to train at. Unfortunately, it was I got shut down due to personal reasons. So I was kind of, I don't want to really say at a crossroads.
It's always
I
a
was
bummer
just
when that
looking.
happens, right? When any wrestling organization shuts down or a training school or something, just out of the blue. Isn't that a bummer?
Yes, unfortunately, it's a bummer. Unfortunately, but again, when that happened, uh, I was trying to just figure out my next move. So luckily, I was able to keep in touch with one of the people who I used to train with at the old training facility in Virginia.
All right.
And it just so happened to be my trainer, Brandon Green. He moved to Maryland, and I just started traveling over there to his training facility with him and my other trainer, Jason Furrier. And here we are.
Well, there
So,
you go, man. That's
as
as
far as
long
goes
as you
to
can keep it
traveling
going.
along this-
That as long as they keep you legit, that's all that matters, right? Yeah, I know. I'm
Funny
full
man.
of bad jokes today, man. I'm full of bad jokes. All right, before we get to the last segment of the show, tell everybody if you can remember where you're going to be at in the near future, man. Where can we come see the real John Washington if we wanted to come see you?
Well, the next time that you can see your boy, the next time that you can see this face, the next time that you could see yours truly, the lethal one, John Washington, would be October 11th for Ultimate Championship Wrestling at the Dinwiddie County Fair. See your boy in action. You get to see him in action for 2 days straight.
Uh-oh.
Not just there's two for the price of one. October 11th and 12th. 2 days. 2 days spectacular. So if you missed me one day, it's okay because you can see me on the 12th. That's the next time you can see the boy.
And if you're a true fan, you'll go both days.
There you go. There you go. And if you didn't get to see me in action, that's okay. Because as long as you search me up, the real John Washington, all in one word, the video is just gonna be on YouTube. And you can show your friends, you can show your grandma, you can show your pets, you can show everybody. But this guy right here is too legit for you.
Now,
Boom.
Mr. Real John Washington, here's a big question for you. If I'm a promoter and I want to get a hold of the real John Washington to get on my show, how do I get a hold of you?
Well, there's multiple ways that you can get a hold of me. For booking inquiries, email is johnwashington917@gmail.com. Another way to contact me is on YouTube when you search me up, the real John Washington, all in one word, baby. See what I did there?
Yep.
Another way to contact me is my Instagram, realjohn_for real. And
There
then
you go.
one more way to contact me is on Facebook. When you search up John Washington, you get to see my face right there. The real
And
John.
it also has the nickname the real John Washington
There you
underneath
go.
it.
It's pretty much self-explanatory. It's not rocket science, people.
That's it. All right, man. We got to the segment that everybody knows and everybody loves. I've already explained to you how it works. So here it is. We are at Name Drop. I'm going to give you 5 names, Mr. John Washington, and you can tell me a story about them. You can tell me you hate them, you love them, they're a friend, they're a foe. It doesn't matter, but just give us something, man. The first name on the list, L.A. Tank.
How do you guys know that I know this guy? Oh my God. No, seriously, I have been in the ring with LA Tank twice. And he's a friend, you know, honestly, he's a good dude. I mean, everybody has gotten they have their perception on the business, what they think is right. And there's honestly, I can't really say there's no right and wrong answer when it comes to this business. Everybody has their own opinions. So his opinion on the business may be what's presented in the world today, and may be a little more old school. I'm trying to put it the best way possible. I'm
Hey,
I'm
there
never the type of guy
are
to want
some people, and I'm not pointing fingers, that like the old school way of wrestling, man. I mean,
Yeah, I'm not the type of guy that want to bring you down, try to bash you. That's really not me. If I have a problem for you, I'm gonna say it to your face straight up, and that's just
Right.
what it is. But honestly, I don't have anything bad at all to say about LA Tank. It's his mindset, and he's a good friend of mine. It's old. It's
right.
old.
He's
So
got the old school
when it's
mentality.
old,
There's a
when
lot of
it's
them out there,
old,
man.
he has the old school mentality, old school wrestling, and everybody loves old school wrestling. Hell, I love old school wrestling myself.
Right.
I am a huge fan of old school wrestling. But of course, it's very rare nowadays to where you see old school wrestling today. It's all different types of art of wrestling that you see today. So, yeah, I would definitely have to say his mind is not what you normally see in the business today. But he has a hell of a lot of experience, man. Has
There
won
you
multiple
go.
championships. Him telling me road stories with him and the Gorilla Squad, man. Shout out to them too. I respect them. Have the privilege of being in the ring with them as well. Again, all three of them old school dudes, smash mouth in your face.
Right.
So, yeah.
And if you
I would
want to
definitely
see
say our
him
mindsets
fight,
are a little different. But I
and
respect
if you
the
want to
dude
see him fight LA Tank, you go to YouTube, the real John Washington, all
There you
one
go.
word, right there.
You got it. You got it. There you go. You see, it just clicked. Ladies and gentlemen, it clicked, baby. Say it one more time. If you want to see old classic footages of the rivalry between yours truly and LA Tank, or what I used to call him, LA Stank. Shout out to him. He's a good friend of mine again. Check it out on YouTube, The Real John Washington. Hit that search button. Hit that subscribe button. Check it out.
All right. Name number 2 on the list. God of War AK.
Nah, man, AK, he's a friend, man. Honestly, I mean, we started off a little rocky, when two egos clash. You have different views on things. You start to butt heads at first, but overall, man, he knows he's a friend, man, for real. So I don't really have anything bad to say about him. Shout out to his company, True Championship Wrestling. More details on his shows will be announced very soon by him. But for now, you can look up his YouTube channel for his company. That is TCW Online TV. And also look up his Facebook page, True Championship Wrestling. But he shortened it on YouTube just as TCW.
There you go.
He's basically building his own company from the ground up. It's a local company in the Fredericksburg, Virginia area.
So what you're telling us is we might see the real John Washington down there fighting at his company pretty soon, right?
Listen, I don't really want to say all of that right now. You just never know. I don't like to spoil things, man. I don't like to spoil things, but
right?
AK, he's a good dude. I know him personally. But the God of War, the rivalry between me and him will be far from finished.
Oh, I believe that. All right, name number 3.
Wait and stay tuned, boy.
Name number 3 on this list. Isaiah Frazier.
Yeah, Isaiah Frazier, man. He's a friend. I train with him. He's really good dude, man. I mean, words can't explain how gifted this dude is. We joke around at the training facility. He calls me his his nicknames as well as everybody else in the training facility. But God, man, when you're in the ring with him, man, I mean, he's talented, man. He'll really bring the best out of you. I can't really say anything bad about him. He'll want to motivate you to be better. I mean, he's honestly, again, when it comes to wanting to motivate people and just being humble, man, it's just like me, man. Wanted to just show different people that he's just trying to make a mark, man. And he's just trying to be remembered. And anybody that's ever stepped in the ring with him or has ever have watched him, you will remember the gifted Isaiah Frazier. Long live the truth.
Without a doubt. All right, we're to name number 4, Sledge Gibson.
Take the Zell. Take the Zell. Take the Zell. I'm charged up. Take the Zell. Yeah, he's a friend, man. You know, he's cool, man. He's cool. You know, he's another guy. Again, you never know if you'll see him at AWC. He's another guy just trying to make a name for himself, trying to put himself out there. And I completely respect that, man. His training regimen, man. I mean, the guy is a gym rat, man. And, you know, he gets on me all the time. I'm in the process right now. This body is not lethal right now, okay? This body is currently under construction. And that's legit, okay? This body right now is under construction, and it is legit. But Sledge Gibson, man, the guy, he lives, breathes in this gym, man. He is definitely – you should see his before photos and his after photos, man. I mean, his transformation is insane, man. So, yeah, in-ring work, man, is really, really good. Talented performer. I've been in the ring with him on several occasions. Yeah, I don't really have anything bad to say about him either. It's just he's one tall freaking dude, man.
Okay, we got a question from Mr. We got a question before we get to name number 5. We got a question from JoJo Pollock. He wants to know, who would you wrestle in the Gorilla Squad, especially for Latour Tank Dabney?
Latour. Oh, that's LA Tank. Yeah.
LA Tank.
I'd wrestle LA Tank again. You never know if you'll see part 3. You just never know. If the people want to see it, I'll give it to them. If the people want to see it, you hit up LA Stank, because I'm not going to call him Tank. He's LA Stank because he stinks, bro. That's just what it is. But if the people want to see me in LA Stank part 3, man, all you got to do is just tell these people, tell the promoters, hey, man, we want to see this match. We want to see these two go at it. We want to see these two clash, man. And then I'll make it happen.
All right, last name on the name drop. Everybody's favorite guy, everybody's favorite man, KR Superstar.
Man, that's my boy, man. That's my manager, man. That is my good friend. That is pretty obvious. Man, go on that YouTube channel, by the way, The Real John Washington. All in one word. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up button. And you will see that KR Superstar used his brilliance. He has a mastermind. He used everything he did to help me win my first heavyweight championship. That was in CPW, Classic Pro Wrestling, in Aylett, Virginia, when I beat Sledge Gibson last year, man. I mean, he's a friend, man. Come on, man. You gotta ask me a better question than that, man.
Well, you know, we hadn't talked about him the whole, 55 minutes we've been on here, so it was a good name drop. You never mentioned him. He's supposed to be your manager, but not one time in 55 minutes have you mentioned him.
Man, listen. He's my manager, but he has his own life, man. He has other clients that he has to take to under his wing and watch them succeed and take things to the next level. So it's not
But
just
wait a
me.
minute. But you should be his number one priority. You are
Listen.
too legit. You are the real John Washington. You
Listen, I
are
see what you're trying to do. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to stir the pot, bro. You're trying to stir the pot.
I
That's
am
what you're
good
doing
at
right
that,
now.
brother.
You know what I'm doing?
I am
Taking
good
the
at
pot
that.
and I'm throwing it, bro.
Okay, I got you.
Nice try, bro. Look at this guy. Look at this corner.
All right, man. One more time.
Nah,
Give us the promo of all promos. Hit it, man.
Listen, man, you don't need a promo from me, man. I'ma speak just like it is. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, pull out your cameras, take a look and see that the man that is 100% too legit for you has entered your TV screen. So listen up, folks. If you haven't already, be sure to go on YouTube and look up my YouTube channel name, The Real John Washington. All in one word.
Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell for all notifications so you know when he puts up every match and you can watch him there. Remember, it's The Real John Washington, all one word, no space.
There you go. There you go.
Because there is no space.
There you go. There you go.
Anything
there you go.
but
there you
too
go.
legit.
Too legit, man. Too legit. And that's just what it is. Be a subscriber. Be a lethal fan. Be a legit lethal fan and hit that subscribe button. And you too can be lethal. You too can be legit like yours truly. And if you don't subscribe to me, man, if you're not legit, expect to get hit, son.
And pretty soon you will see this on his YouTube page. This hashtag truth. It will also be on my YouTube page, hashtag truth, along with all the other wrestlers I've interviewed. And by the way, I told you this beforehand. Congratulations, Mr. Too Legit. You are my number 50. You are my 50th interview on hashtag truth, man. And I
congratulations to you. Your 50th episode just got too legit, man. I mean, that's just all I'm trying to do, man. I'm just trying to bring legitimacy anywhere that I go. So history is made, ladies and gentlemen. Put it in the newspaper. Put it on Facebook. Put it on YouTube. Put it wherever that you got to go. That hashtag truth just got legit, baby.
That's what I think we can end it right there, man. I think everybody knows exactly who you are. I think they can remember where they'll find you. If not, they can rewind this and write it down, because I think we announced it about 42 times.
If they did not pay attention and know the YouTube channel name, they are living under a rock, bro.
That's right. That is right.
The Real John Washington.
And let me tell you, it is legit. There is a ton of content on The Real John Washington. I watched it for at least an hour, and there were still matches to watch. So there's always going to be stuff on there. He's always going to put stuff on there. I guarantee it. I'll go on there next week, and he'll have his next match on there. I know he will, because that's just the way he is.
And if you don't like it, that's too bad.
That's it.
Because I'm legit and you're not, bro.
All right, Mr. Washington, man. I appreciate you coming on hashtag truth, man. You can come back on hashtag truth anytime you want to. All you got to do is let me know, and we'll hook it up, man. Again, thank you for coming back and rescheduling with me. Next time my body might be right and we can get it right the first time. And I will be sure to go back and watch how to introduce you, sir. And the second time that we have you on hashtag truth, I will make sure that I introduce you correctly.
No, seriously, man, it's all good. I mean, honestly, it's a pleasure. It's nice that it's good that I can help promote another YouTube channel, another guy that's just trying to extend his brand, man. So thanks for having me, honestly.
That's it. That's what we're all doing, man. We're all here to lift each other up and help each other out. And indie wrestling's in our blood. And man, I wish the best for you, brother. I hope you get all the way. I hope all your dreams come true in this business, man. Keep working hard. You definitely got a fan in me, if I'm ever in your area, I will definitely make sure I come and check out the real John Washington.
Salute to you.
All right, guys, that is it for hashtag Truth, man. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m., we will be talking to none other than High Profile, the big tag team, High Profile. And then Thursday night, don't forget the new show coming out with me and Chuck Winchester, the Thursday night Slapdown. It's not just wrestling. We talk about everything. Mr. John Washington, thank you very much, man. You have a great day, and all power to you. You're too legit.
There you go. And it's just
All
that
right.
simple.
You guys have a great night.
All right, man.